you surrounded by annoying people all around? Does your head ache every time you meet that nosy neighborhood auntie? Are you exasperated by your relatives asking you uncomfortable questions at family functions? Presenting the annoyance ticket, the perfect solution to all of these problems. Signing up for a service is very simple. Step 1: enter the contact details of your source of annoyance. It could be a boss, a colleague, or it could even be your mother-in-law. Step 2: choose your destination, be it the beaches of Goa, the deserts of Africa, or the icy cold winter of Antarctica. You'll be happy to know that we operate both domestically as well as internationally. And step 3: make an advance payment. As soon as you complete these 6 steps and press enter, voila, our proprietary technology will teleport your source of annoyance to your chosen destination. And we are so confident about our service that you can choose to pay the remainder of the amount 7 days after our service has been completed. So, what are you waiting for? Grab your annoyance ticket, the ticket to a happier life. Thank you.
Good morning to all of you. Thank you so much for taking out time on a Saturday, which I know is quite difficult, especially for a time slot of 1.5 hours. I would like to first welcome the juries. A very warm welcome to all of you from Team Synergy. We are very obliged again for your time. Now, we have got this contest Deal or No Deal, which is a travel-based entrepreneurship pitch. And we have the imagination being used. We have our senior Toastmasters from MTC, Toastmaster Alok and Toastmaster Ketan. We have Toastmaster Sai, who is a Toastmaster from the All Elite Advanced Toastmaster Club and BKC Fireflies. He's an entrepreneur, so his inputs will be very valid, although we are probably novices trying our best to do something that we can on this particular pitch. Apologies for any glitches that has happened. The intent is more to give the Toastmasters an exposure to convince, to hone their persuasion skills and their negotiation skills, as well as use their imagination on the on a travel pitch. Now, without wasting any time, we'll be starting it. To give the rules, we'll be using formal and cordial language. The Toastmaster guidelines need to be followed, where we'll not be having any mention of sex, religion, or politics. We'll have a 15 minutes Q&A and a 5 minutes wrap up. Each jury will be asking one question, Toastmaster Rishabh, to you, and there will be a follow-up question. In the end, you'll be given around 5 minutes to wrap up. The timer will be Madhura, who is also from the Synergy team. And finally, we have Toastmaster Raghavan as the jury, who is from the Synergy team. Sorry, I forgot to mention you. Now, let us start. The questioning series would be, sequence would be Toastmaster Alok, then Toastmaster Ketan, Toastmaster Sai, and then we'll have Toastmaster Raghavan from the Synergy team. All right, Toastmaster Alok, you can ask the question to Toastmaster Rishabh. Toastmaster Rishabh, you can unmute yourself, and I hope you're ready for it.
I thoroughly enjoyed, Rishabh, your annoyance ticket pitch. Very innovative. But I was just curious, and since I am now working on a tech setup, I would like to know more about your teleport technology. Which technology you are using among the bouquet of choices which are available to you? And that will be very, very pertinent to your pitch. Over to you.
Yeah. So, first of all, it's important to understand what is teleportation, because not a lot of people know what teleportation is. Before we even get into the details of how does teleportation work and is it possible or not and all of those the things, it's important to understand the basics of teleportation. Now, I don't know how many of y'all have seen the series or the movie Star Trek, where teleportation as a concept was introduced to the public and was widely publicized, and that's where people actually came to know about teleportation. Now, teleportation is basically transporting a person from one place, person or whatever object it is, matter, from one place to another instantaneously. So we use trains, we use aeroplanes, we use cars for transportation. Teleportation is an alternate route to that, alternate medium to that, where the transportation happens instantaneously. Now, the problem with teleportation so far has been that for this to happen, you need to disintegrate a person and reintegrate him or her to another place. So now disintegration is very easy, but the problem lies in the reintegration part. Now, what a couple of years ago, scientists discovered that teleportation of information was actually happening inside microchips. So people who from the tech background might be aware that they realized that photons inside a microchip were teleporting information even when they were not physically connected with each other. So teleportation of information is possible. However, what we have done through our technology, which is proprietary, nobody else has actually cracked it yet, that we have been able to extend this teleportation of information into teleportation of matter plus information. Now, how this works is that we all have a smartphone. Inside the smartphone is a microchip, and this microchip is teleporting information. So what we are doing is we are using the smartphone, we are using the microchips, and the minute a person holds this smartphone, our technology is able to teleport the person and is able to teleport the information as well as the matter, since the matter comes in contact with this teleporter. So that's how the entire teleportation works. And at the other end, wherever your chosen destination is, we have certain teleportation portals where the person can be reintegrated. So that's how it works.
Fine. Over to the next jury.
Yeah, that was a very good piece of learning for me as well, Toastmaster Rishabh. Thank you so much, and Toastmaster Alok for asking that question. I have two short questions for you, Toastmaster Rishabh. One is, are you offering these services pan-India or is it offered internationally, number one? And number two, you mentioned 50% of the payment can be done after the tour is completed. So how do you manage or mitigate the risk of person not making that 50% payment, balance 50% payment? Over to you.
Okay, so to answer your first question, at this point, so what we are doing is we are trying to start small and then scale big. So we are starting with operations only in Mumbai, and then gradually, although our services are offered only in Mumbai, we are open to teleport people both domestically as well as internationally. However, our services are limited to Mumbai at this point. Our next stage would be probably Pune, Nagpur, other major cities in Maharashtra, and then gradually move to the metro cities of India, and then target the tier 2, tier 3 cities, and then gradually go international, because I'm not really keen on going international at this point of time, because I certainly believe that there is a lot of annoyance that needs to be solved in our country first. And that's where the whole Make in India and a happier India concept comes into place. But I first want to make my nation happy, and then I probably want to move into other parts of the world. Now, to answer your second question, as far as the payment is considered, since we have just started, it's a marketing gimmick for us. So we are so sure the certainty of the success of our entire service is such that we are very sure that people will be happy enough and will oblige to pay the remainder of the amount. Of course, that said, we do have a legal team in place which takes care of the legality of it. So in case that, so when people sign up for our service, they also sign a legal document, a legal agreement that they will pay the remainder of the amount after 7 days of the service has been completed. So that takes care from the legal standpoint.
Now, who signs a legal document for a holiday? I mean, this is something new for me. I mean, right now,
Yeah.
even if you book a holiday, nobody signs a legal document.
Yeah, that's because you are booking a holiday. This is not a holiday, this is an annoyance ticket. So the price that you're paying for being free, getting rid of that annoyance, is like very small when you compare it to the signing a legal document. So far our clients have been open to signing it. I mean, so far we haven't encountered any problem when it comes to signing a legal document.
All right, thank you. Over to you, Sai. You will have to unmute yourself, Sai.
I think he's stuck.
I'm not sure if his connection is intact.
Rishabh, I'm not even sure where to begin. And Toastmaster Raghavan,
Maybe Toastmaster Raghavan, you can go ahead if Toastmaster Sai is not able to communicate.
Master Vidya,
Yeah.
you're on mute.
Yeah.
What I was telling is Toastmaster Raghavan, you go ahead and ask your question. Toastmaster Sai, your connection has some issues. We are not able to hear you, or your video is also stuck. So we'll go ahead with Toastmaster Raghavan asking his question in the interest of time.
Yeah, Toastmaster Rishabh, there are two parts of a question that I would like to ask. A, there is a risk, a technical risk, when you have mentioned a reintegration of that particular person when he's split into a different photons or different items once he's being disintegrated. So the reintegration itself has certain challenges. So what is the indemnity or a risk that you are for the risk that you will be taking as an entity? What kind of an indemnity would you expect from the customer? And B, what is the morality of this thing? Because you are not offering a travel package, you are offering an annoyance ticket. So when there is an annoyance ticket that you would do it to someone else, you are getting, in short, rid of that person. And tomorrow another person would get rid of you too. Right? So what is that moral stand on this entire issue?
Alright. To answer your first question, as far as the risk factor is concerned, nothing in the world comes with 100% efficacy. So we have had like people who have been reintegrated without a nose or without a ear or without a limb. That has happened, but out of 100 there have been just 2 or 3. So I would say the efficacy or the success rate has been around 98, 99. As far as the immunity part is concerned against this risk, our team of researchers, our team of medical researchers is currently working on it. That we are trying to be certain that everyone is reintegrated 100% to the other part. Now, to answer your second question, morality, yes, this is a very gray area to get into. That we are, going against people's wishes, and we do run the risk that people might be annoyed of us and teleport us as well. However, modern problems require modern solutions. So, we are not saying that you get annoyed and immediately come and avail of our service. We come into picture only when things go out of hand. So if there is annoyance that can be dealt at your end, definitely go with it. Try to deal it with our end. If you see our marketing material, marketing communication, we try and spread happiness among people by asking them to solve problems on their own end first, and then if things go out of hand, come to us if they're not able to solve it on their own. So we are the last resort when it comes to getting rid of annoyance. But yes, definitely that is a very valid risk that we run, that someday people might try to get rid of us as well. But yeah, we are open to live with it.
Uh,
Should I go ahead and ask my question?
yeah.
All right. Rishabh, I have many questions, obviously, and I missed Raghavan's questions. I'm assuming that he's asked some of the questions I want to, so I'm going to go with the one which is eating at me right now. It is proprietary technology which has never been done before. There are two things that he said. One is that teleportation currently happens inside the microchip, but the microchip distances are what? Nanometers? Let's say 10 nanometers between one photon and the rest. You're promising us teleportation between Mumbai and some random part of the world. Can we trust you on that? Question number one. Question number two, if this is such good technology, I actually have one more question after this. If it's such good technology, what the hell are you wasting your time doing annoyance ticket for? There is so much more you can do with your life. Is it because, not with your life, with your technology? Is it because this technology doesn't exist? And you're making up stuff and you just want to take money from us? Or is it a true thing that you've built? In which case, it brings me to the third question. If I invest in your company, if I say, yes, I believe Rishabh's answers, I believe that he has something going for him, he's built a technology that actually works, I am risking some government entity coming and saying, we're going to confiscate this technology, we're not going to let you market it, use it in the public domain. This is military-grade technology if you can teleport. So I'm running a huge risk by investing in you. I'm running a huge risk by even having this conversation with you, that now that I know this technology might exist, I run the risk of me being put into prison so that this information doesn't leak outside the country, because this is military-grade technology. So question number one is, what is question number one? I'll go to question number two. Question number one is, does the technology actually exist? Because it looks like it doesn't, because you're talking about nanometers converted to tens of thousands of kilometers. Secondly, question number two is, why are you building an annoyance ticket if you have something as good as this? Question number three is, if I trust you, I'm going to be in prison very soon with you. No, not prison. I'm going to be in a black site very soon when we won't be able to talk to anybody after that. So why are you here and why are you putting us at risk? So, do you understand what you've built? If you do understand what you've built, why are you talking to us? Why are you leaking this information from you? Back over to you.
Okay. Thanks a lot for your questions. Question number one, it's never been done before. That does not mean that it can't be done. So I've always believed in doing what's never been done before and going to great lengths at doing it. So yes, what we are talking about is converting nanometers into kilometers and thousands of kilometers at that. But we have been able to crack that. At this point, since you have not yet invested in my company, I can't really disclose how we are actually getting into the nitty-gritties of it. But yes, if you become an investor in the future, you'll definitely get inside information as to how exactly we are going about with it. Now, to answer your second question, annoyance ticket comes from a very personal space that I have a lot of people who have annoyed me at certain points, and that's where I got this idea from, and which led me to build this entire technology. So I'm not saying that I will be limiting myself to only the annoyance ticket. Annoyance ticket is just the start. Again, like I said, I started with this since that's where the entire genesis of the whole idea was. But yes, definitely I would like to use it for moral purposes, for the betterment of society as well. But that is something that I'll be looking at probably in 2 years or 3 years or 5 years down the line. Now, talking about the foolishness of making this public, you'll be happy to know that we also have government support in this, because I've also had government ministers, like ministers in the cabinet, who have availed of my services, since they also have had a lot of people who are constantly annoying them. So we have successfully managed to teleport their annoyance sources as well. So I do have government support as well. But yes, talks are on with the military. So we will be extrapolating this technology for military use as well. So I hope that this answers all of your questions.
So let me summarize. The first answer is, yes, this technology exists, but I can't tell you what it is. The second answer is, I've started really, really small with a negative market. Basically, you're not doing something fun. Like, hey, listen, let's give people a trip to Sweden or Switzerland if they want to at zero travel. Just the fact that you don't have to fly 15 hours just to reach Europe is a positive. But instead of focusing on that, you focus on something completely negative. So I'm questioning your imagination as an entrepreneur. If you want me to invest, I'll invest. That's still up in the air. But I want entrepreneurs to have positivity in their business proposition. Even a company which transports trash, their business proposition is, I will help you keep your locality clean and I'll take care of your dirt or your filth so that you can live a better life. So at the end of the day, any business which starts up saying, I'm going to give you a way to punish someone, is probably not the kind of business that will attract growth. So I'm questioning whether you understand business from a business perspective. You're doing it from a technology perspective. Yes, you claim to have built something that I haven't seen, and you tell me that I have to first invest in it before I can see it. Fine, I can live with that. And lastly, you said you have government people supporting you because they've used it. That is not law. That is not policy. It is somebody. It's like saying just because somebody uses Twitter can't be sued for not following Indian law, for instance. So I have a feeling that even if the technology is right, your team is not giving you the right guidance when it comes to making pitches. It's not helping you think outside the box. Not outside the box. It's not helping you think within the box, in fact, to begin with. It's not telling you how to cover your bases when you approach a group like us, like investors like us, sharks like us. We have money, but we also have legal liabilities of all where the money came from. Am I getting messages to shut up? Is that what he's saying, Vidya? 3 minutes left. Yes. So to wind up, here's what I'm going to say: that I will probably have to decline this because A, I don't trust the technology, and B, I don't think your team is right for this. But I'm going to probably decline investing in your company. All the best. Hopefully, the other sharks will have something better to say to you.
Thank you.
If I may add a word.
We just have 2 minutes and 40 seconds left for the 20-second period to end.
Yeah, so Toastmaster Raghavan, you have something quick?
So that's what summarize. I think Toastmaster Sai has hit the nail. The same question that I went back is to the morality of the entire thing. When you start off, you have a very good technology in place, hopefully. You have a thing that can be used for a lot of positive things. One of the things that you rightly told, it's the military operations. Yes, of course, it has the flip sides too. Because when you develop something, it is possible that the other person would also develop the same thing, and which would be practically against the laws of nature or balance. Nonetheless, it's a good technology, but the only thing is where it is used and how it is used can be a bit sharpened or a bit thought of. Then for a simple act like an investor.
Investors like you, we can definitely sharpen that, I believe.
How many minutes do we have left, Toastmaster Madhura?
Let me have the last word. So if the investors who do not agree with you will run the risk of being teleported to Siberia or maybe deep inside the Antarctica?
Not really. I believe in our team's moral compass. So I rest assured that you guys are safe even if you opt not to invest in my technology. However, I can definitely say that if you don't invest, you will be missing out on something really big. That's my final vote.
Any final statement, Toastmaster Ketan, before we...
Toastmaster. Yes, Rishabh, thank you for the pitch. So to summarize, I believe that even if you have the best legal mind in the country, our legal process is very slow. So I believe that the risk you have not mitigated completely of getting the full payment, and any business where there is a risk of not receiving the payment, that's a loss which your company would be staring at. So I decline to invest in your company at the moment, but I will look forward to getting in touch with you once you have a better payment model. All right, thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Rishabh. We will connect back with you. All the best. Thank you so much, Jury, for the valuable feedback.